Alright, so boom, let me bring you up to speed. If you are unaware, get familiar. A few days ago, LeVar Ball, father of Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo Ball, went on to First Take to talk about the trade of his son from the Los Angeles Lakers to the New Orleans Pelicans, and also talked about, where he sees LaMelo Ball now announcing that he's going overseas to play in Australia. And they had a question regarding, switching gears, right? And him and Molly Qerim, apparently she told him, hey, let's switch gears and move on to another topic, because when you use the idiom or the phrase let's switch gears, it's as if you're going from one topic to another. His retort to her saying that was, you could switch gears with me anytime, right? It seemed as if there was no sort of playful manner, anything like that. It was just him responding, repeating exactly what she said, and then saying again. Evidently this transmogrified into a huge controversy regarding him being inappropriate and sexually explicit, to the point in which they categorize this as harassment and inappropriate. And this is the exact clip, and you guys let me know if you think this was inappropriate.
Lavar, can I switch gears with you because I have a question here?
You can switch gears with me anytime.
Let's stay focused here. All right.
Are you flummoxed? Are you befuddled? Are you perplexed? Are you not sure what the issue is? Let's play it again.
Lavar, can I switch gears with you because I have a question here?
You can switch gears with me anytime.
Let's stay focused here. All right.
What's the issue again?
Now, could you please explain to me at what point did this seem inappropriate? It appears that she's the only person who categorized this as something sexual. If you look at his entire demeanor before he spoke and after he spoke, nothing changed. In fact, after he said it, he proceeded to make a gesture as if he was moving a gear to give the context as it was what he was trying to say. I cannot stand when people blow things out of proportion. Now, I've seen a lot of people come out, preferably women, come out and say, oh, well, you see, the men just don't understand when a woman feels uncomfortable by something. But wait a minute. If I'm telling you the context of my statement, if I tell you what my entire intention was and you took it the complete wrong way, I'm supposed to apologize because you felt offended, because you felt a certain way? But wait a minute. Let's just look at it objectively from what was done. You thought I was coming off sexually towards you. You're offended. I should apologize to you. Shouldn't you, in return, apologize towards me for taking what I said, not only out of proportion, but changing the entire dynamic of what it was, now making it seem as if I'm a predator? What about my feelings? Look at the backlash here. It makes him look as if he's some sort of predator coming on to her, when that was not even the case. Is there any sort of apology after he's already enunciated, reverberated, regurgitated, reiterated that it was not anything sexual? But no, what was the consequence from this? What's the fallout from this? Evidently, he's been banned indefinitely.
I cannot believe it!
And this is what Molly had to say when TMZ encountered her, I believe it was the day after yesterday, and they stopped her to talk about the situation.
Wanted to first of all applaud you on how professional you were and how you handled everything yesterday, following the inappropriate comments. I wanted to know if has any of the Ball family members actually reached out to you? Has LeVar reached out to you at all to personally apologize?
I haven't heard from anybody, but to be honest with you, I shut my phone off after work, so I was just in chill mode.
Okay. Do you think LeVar's going to be invited back on the show anytime soon? Should ESPN just stop giving this guy airtime at this point, or?
I have no idea. Those decisions are above my pay grade.
Okay. Can I just ask how Jalen is handled the situation? Does he have a message for LeVar at all? Do you have a message for LeVar?
I think Jalen would have just liked if he had apologized to me publicly.
Okay. ESPN obviously had your back. They said he was completely appropriate and let him be aware of that. Do you think that they should do anything further at this point, or are you satisfied with the outcome?
No, I'm satisfied. Yeah, 100%. ESPN was really supportive, and I appreciate it. All the executives had my back, so much appreciated.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Mike. Have a great day.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm assuming when they got done taping and it was his time to go, his time was pretty much up. They must have came and talked to him and said, hey, that was very inappropriate. But if he says it wasn't in an inappropriate nature, I'm not understanding what, made this seem as if I was trying to come on to her. I literally repeated exactly what it is that she said.
Lavar, can I switch gears with you because I have a question here?
You can switch gears with me anytime.
I hope you all listen carefully.
Lavar, can I switch gears with you because I have a question here? You can switch gears with me anytime.
That's what she said.
Or he said.
Let's look at it like this, all right? Let's go with different analogies. If I approached a woman outside, say, hey, good morning, beautiful. Do you know how to get to this avenue? And she says, whoa, wait a minute, stop flirting with me. I'm like, when was I flirting with you? You said, hey, good morning, beautiful. But my intention was simply to get the directions. That's not me coming on. Oh, but I felt as if you were flirting with you. So should I apologize because you felt that way? No, because that wasn't anything. I'm not wrong. LaVar Ball's not wrong. He literally repeated what she said. This makes no sense. Then you have individuals like Jamel Hill who get on Twitter and have this to say.
Kudos to Molly Qerim for the professional way she handled LaVar Ball after his inappropriate comment. Maybe ESPN will have finally learned its lesson about putting him on TV.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Reasonable minds can differ, but it's interesting how all the men are lining up to Cape. Would he have said that to Stephen A? No. Max? No. He said it because she's a woman, and it was awkward.
Are you serious?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
He clowns around with everyone, and she took it that way. She went there, not him. It was awkward because her reaction to it.
Exactly.
But he clowns very differently with women, and just because he does it to everybody doesn't make it right. It's not on her, it's on him.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
And we need to stop saying people being sensitive just for checking behavior. Somebody else might watch that and think it's cool to flirt with Molly on air because LaVar did it. Sometimes y'all have a real blind spot to the situation you put women in.
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
I retort to that absolute hogwash that she happened to tweet. Thugnificent and the Lethal Injection crew feel free to sum up my thoughts.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man.
And this is one of the biggest issues that I have in society, especially regarding women, because it doesn't matter what is said, what the intention, what the context, what anything is. When it's said towards a woman and women as a whole feel as if they are offended, immediately catastrophic cataclysmic effect has to be done. Consequences thrown on the dude, and all of a sudden you sit over here looking at your elbows like Mr. Krabs with no way to defend yourself. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. And more importantly, a lot of people say, well, look at Stephen A. Smith, look at Max Kellerman, look at their reactions. They knew what it was before she even blew it out of a push.
LaVar, can I switch gears with you because I have a question here.
Switch gears with me anytime.
Let's stay focused here. All right.
They thought, because your mind is so dirty, you immediately took it there. I've seen people who talk in an innuendo sort of a way, but they only come off as just pure, and their intentions is never to go anywhere dirty. But if you interpret it a different way, all of a sudden now it's, oh my God, what's going on here? Imagine if I was an ice cream salesman and I went around and I went to a little girl on television or something like that. I say, hey, would you like my popsicles? And something like that. Immediately, if it's somebody who got a dirty mind, yo, he's a pedophile, he's preying on children. But wait a minute, I'm literally selling popsicles. What are you talking about? Would I have to apologize?
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
In the case of LaVar Ball, this really ain't going to affect him like that, because it wasn't as if he was some sort of ESPN correspondent and now he lost his job. It's just they don't want to bring him back on for interviews and all the other stuff. So he's still going to be able to make headlines. He's still going to get interviewed by other, media entities. It's not going to stop, because still, although it's his son who pretty much got him on, people are still entertained by him, and his voice actually gets a lot of views, so people are going to want to continually bring him back on, so it's not going to hurt him. Also, they brought up, she said she wishes he would have apologized publicly towards Jalen, or Jalen would have rather if he apologized publicly. But wait a minute, he wasn't wrong though.
Okay, can I just ask how Jalen is handled the situation? Does he have a message for LaVar at all? Do you have a message for LaVar?
I think Jalen would have just liked if he had apologized to me publicly.
Okay.
You're trying to get somebody to apologize when they weren't wrong. I can't stand this, man. It pisses me off, because this is something that wasn't even serious. This is something that they could have had a conversation for behind closed doors. You could see from the man's mannerism, he wasn't even trying to go and, flirt with her, and this is what comes of it.
And just look at the gesture LaVar makes here. It's as if he's shifting a gear, pulling a lever, pulling a gear, opening a door. It's to signify moving on to something else.
And a lot of people say, well, he has a history with the female host and the lady that he talked to on the herd. But wait a minute. When he talked to the lady on the herd, there was clear context as to why he was like, hey, you a hater, stay back there.
Right there.
all 3 sons, you have kids. How rare is it that all 3 kids want to do the exact same thing? They're being forced to do it. They're being told, you will start basketball at age 6, like Lonzo told us. And whenever you asked him a question, I think he said, 5 words? And he looks terrified whenever he's talking. I asked, have you ever had a disagreement with your father? And he said no. And everyone at this table, we know you at one point or another disagree with your parent, unless you're afraid to disagree with your parent. And what he saw to me looks like he's terrified to go against anything his father says.
Have you sold any shoes yet?
Yeah, I've sold a good amount to me. Like I said, there's different amounts.
How many?
Stay in your lane. Anyways, I'm just curious. I don't even worry about her over there. Every time she scares me to death.
Kind of disrespectful.
She said she scares Lonzo. Lonzo's scared of me. She scares me. That's why I don't look that way. I don't look over there because she scares me. I'm thinking of Saul right now.
I'm just trying.
Leave me alone. I'll tell you, 400-500 pair.
So she's a reporter. Her job is to probe.
She can report to whoever she wants behind her. I'm talking to you, Colin.
Well, what is your problem with me?
Hey, my problem is you are a hater.
Why
I would never wear a big baller shirt. But
no,
good.
I didn't
Don't
say
even
that.
talk to Big Baller. I heard you say it. I'm not even worried about it.
I said that I wouldn't wear something that
It says
a woman.
Big Baller. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
With all due respect, you're a great reporter. Just not reporting on me.
I have a right to say what shirt I would and wouldn't wear.
Welcome to Big Baller Zone.
Well, no, I think I actually was saying it as like a point. No, I didn't say no. I didn't say it was offensive. I didn't say it was offensive.
Yeah.
I just said, if you want to, work with Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour to maybe have something that appeals to women.
What the fuck?
Wow.
What the fuck are you talking about?
A good
No,
point.
I'm actually saying it as like a point of advice.
I'm not friends with her. I don't even see that. I don't even see it.
I wasn't saying it as like I would never wear this.
What's this show about again? Ain't we talking about shoes? I don't want to talk about all that. Next.
Well, I think in order to have a successful company, you're going to have women who like your brand.
Yeah, if you have a women's company. But anyways.
Oh, so you're not marketing to
We're
women.
talking about Big Baller brand.
Okay.
You know what? He don't need no credibility to say I'm a gangster and I do this and I do that. No, Lonzo's a ball player. He is who he is. And like I said, and going back to Whitlock, I don't think he can comment on anything but snacks.
Now, that's a little harsh.
It's going to be harsh because he want to be harsh on me.
So you disrespect women and people for their weight?
No, that's what you say. I didn't say nothing about no weight.
No, you just said that to me.
Like I told her, I'm not even worried about you right now. Keep in your lane.
Can you look me in the eye?
Like I said, Whitlock, I don't want to look you in the eye. You scare me to death.
Oh.
Like I said.
Compliment.
Thank you.
Yes.
They wouldn't want to work with you anyway because you don't respect women, so.
Drugs are bad.
She's after you today.
Oh, I don't respect women, but I'm the one that's married. I'm good. Well, she can say what she wants. She's trying to put it. I never disrespect women. But I tell you what,
did on the show today.
if you act like that, guess what? Something's coming to you.
Oh.
And it's okay.
Do you think
Are you threatening me?
Oh, see how she tried to turn the words. I would never threaten you.
You said something's coming to me.
I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychic.
Oh.
Had clear context as to why he felt that way. It wasn't like he went in there with nefarious, malicious, Machiavellian intent. That wasn't the case. She was talking bad about him and his boys and being a hater in his, the way that he interpreted it, and he called her out on it. All of a sudden now you can't call people out because they happen to be born with tits and a vagina? You kidding me? It's some old bullshit, man. I'm sweating. I'm hot over this because this, especially for men, because you go out there and a lady just interprets something that you say in a very innocent nature, and all of a sudden now you walking on eggshells, you in defense mode. They done took out the goddamn magic card, stop attack. Now you stuck in defense trying to defend yourself for something that you have no business defending for, man. These harlots get me so upset. I can't deal with it. But let me know in the comment section what you thought about this entire situation. If it's new to you, now you see my analysis of what do you think about the situation. Do you think it was in the nature of him trying to flirt with her? Do you think that's just how he speaks? Do you think he should have been banned indefinitely? Do you think there should have been some form of suspension and a time duration? Or do you think they blowing this completely out of proportion? I am siding with the latter. You let me know your thoughts.
Okay. I'm not trying to be arrogant about it. It's just, I think man honesty becomes misogyny for some reason. But I'm just telling you how I feel. I generally don't like what women are.
Which is what?
I generally don't like
living in a world where being what a man is a horrible thing, and no matter what a woman is, it's a wonderful thing.
These harlots ain't shit. Send in the reinforcements. Bring in the cavalry.
Here comes the United States champion, Chris Benoit.